All right, hey everybody, we are back with another news article here for you. First one right off the bat, and it says investigating the 2021 Ford Bronco fuel pump failures. Now, this is interesting, and I read the whole article, but there's a big takeaway in here that it may be more than just a Bronco. It's they don't specify what motor it is, but they're saying that this could be an issue for any of these ones that are running this because it relates basically to the low pressure fuel pump. Here it is. See right here, the low pressure fuel pump, which may fail, resulting in complete loss of motive power with no ability to re-engage. So it's a safety concern here. It could just die on you, and then you can't get started, and you're in trouble, and you're dead on the road. The NHTSA didn't specify the fuel pump problem pertains to one or both of Bronco's available powertrains, however. So we don't know which one it is. Consumers have reported a failure occurring while driving without warning and resulting in complete loss of motor power with no ability to re-engage the engine. Okay, so and I will also note that they said that there's not many of them. Where did they say how many? It was right up here. The beautiful maybe launched investigation. Okay, received 6 complaints from owners pertaining to the fuel pump. So it's not like there's a lot of these, but it's enough of them that, again, this being a safety issue where this vehicle can lose motive power while it's driving down the road, become a major safety concern. That's why NHTSA's diving into it. So we will see what's going to happen here. Right here, NHTSA also noted that Ford Motor Company has acknowledged that the same low-pressure fuel pump is used in several other Ford and Lincoln vehicles, meaning that the investigation could very well be expanded in the future depending on its findings. So the key takeaway here is that if you have one of these, you basically got the 2.7 that's in here, you got the 2.3, might be worth keeping an eye on, paying attention to what's coming out on this thing as far as the fuel pump or any recalls or issues with that. Just keeping, I'd be watching for this if you own one of these vehicles, even if it's not a Bronco. Next one on our list here, right here, found this interesting. Are hybrids better for the environment? It was pretty interesting when they dove into it and they went through. So, and here's the answer is somewhat unsatisfying. It's a probably, but it depends. Okay, so we're going to dive into what they're saying on here. Uses less fuel and is less bad. And that's true. Hybrids use less fuel. That is very true. Environmental supply chain issues. Sadly, hybrids do not show up in our driveways carried by unicorns riding on a rainbow. Great point. They're not lying here. Both the batteries and electric motors that go into hybrids have associated environmental costs that are absent with conventional internal combustion engines. On the battery side, the specific chemistry dictates the recipe, but materials can include nickel, cobalt, lithium, and rare earth metals, all of which have to be collected, which uses energy and brings obvious environmental harms and can be dangerous to boot. So they go into explain all that, the mining costs and all that stuff. Remember, the batteries are batteries. Keeping a hybrid on the road. All cars require maintenance of some kind. They're saying hybrids win because there's less brake use. You don't have to deal with oil and oil changes and it's a good plus for them. When hybrids reach the end of its service life, it should be properly recycled like any other car. Okay, then it's hybrids, EVs, they're like your cell phone. When you're done with them, you just basically you trade them in or get rid of them, and then hopefully they're going to do something with these and repurpose them. The point, breaking even with Mother Earth. The point at which hybrids cross over into environmental win compared to a gas-only vehicles varies from model to model. But just like the financial break-even point at which a more expensive hybrid pays for itself by fuel savings, there is an environmental break-even point, and is generally not too far into the expected life of the vehicle. As with any car, the longer a hybrid is kept in service, the lower its environmental impact will be. Pretty interesting to see, though, the reality of it when they break it down like that for you. Now, this one here, Jim Farley blames high warranty costs on Ford sync issues. It is not Ford sync issues. Everybody points the finger today. It should say Jim Farley Jim Farley blames high warranty costs on Jim Farley. That's what it should say. Okay, he's failing at all this stuff, but now he's blaming it on sync. He's saying that the other things that made it more difficult in a way, but better for the company fitness-wise is we put a lot of new technology in our vehicles. Farley said during Ford's Q2 earnings recall with investors, and that technology is difficult for dealers to diagnose when customers come in and say something is wrong with my sync system. Why is tech difficult to diagnose? I don't understand that. You know, when my computer has a problem, I call a computer guru, and he goes in here and and the computer tells him what the problem is. Okay, techs have all these high-tech scanners and these things that we pay tremendous amounts of money for them to have, so that when we bring it in, they plug it into the little port and they look at their computer thing and it tells them every single thing that's wrong. The car tells them what it is. No longer do they got to use stethoscopes and diagnose things and understand how things used to work in the old days. The car tells everything that's wrong with it. So I don't buy into that one bit, but basically looking ahead, Ford still expects to hit warranty cost targets for the entirety of 2024 in spite of its massive jump it's dealing with right now, but it's not terribly surprising that investors are a bit skeptical. Oh, Farley. All right, moving on. The big one, the key one. This I love. What we are about to talk about here, I absolutely think everybody should do this. And not only automotive, every business should do this today, because we are now in a time of entitled employees that think that they're entitled to their paycheck regardless of what they do. Pride of workmanship is gone. Pride of trying to do the right thing is gone. Working hard to try and excel is gone. All of it is gone, and GM is going to try and bring it back. GM rolls out a new employee rating system to raise the bar of performance. Love that. General Motors is changing the way it rates performance of its salaried employees in the U.S. in a move to better reward higher performing and put pressure on lower performers to improve or leave. Nice. Okay, in a time where you are not allowed to yell at your employees without your business getting taken away from you. I love this. Okay. According to an internal memo viewed by Reuters, the Detroit automaker is now rewarding its top 5% of employees with 150% bonuses, higher than what's available in the previous system, to better attract and retain talent needed to achieve its goals in the cutthroat automotive transformation to electric vehicles. We don't care about the electric vehicle aspect, but we like that they're doing this. To ensure GM has the talent needed to achieve our ambitious goals, a more intentional process is required to set clear expectations for performance and hold people accountable. In other words, do your job well or get out. That's what they're saying. That's exactly what they're saying. Do it good or get out. We will no longer carry you. We will no longer accept that you have the right to be here. We will no longer tolerate your BS. Okay, you either excel or you leave, and I love that. Okay. Okay, here's how they're going to rank it. GM's new performance ranking system evaluates employees on 5-scale system from significantly exceeds expectations. That is the goal that every employee or every person in the workforce should be aiming for. I want to significantly exceed my expectations. What does that mean? It means you get paid more. It means you get treated better. You get taken care of. It means you get 150% of your bonus. Okay? And then if you don't get that, the other end of the scale is does not meet expectations. Okay? At that point, you're worthless. You're gone. You're serving no purpose whatsoever. Love that GM is getting back to how things should be. And are willing to do it and take a no-holds-barred approach and tell people to take it right in the rear. You just go. Get out. If you're not going to do your job, you're not going to be here. And then those people that get laid off, they're going to be fired. They're going to be like, well, I'm going to talk to my union rep and blah, blah. No, doesn't matter. I love this. GM's like, no, you either work hard or you leave. I love it. So here's the rest of the article if you want to read it. It's pretty good. The estimated 5% of does not, right here. In the new ranking system, GM estimates about 70% of the organization will land in it achieves. Okay, that's the middle category, receiving 100% of their target bonuses, meaning they're average. The estimated 5% of does not meet expectations category would be subject to what the company calls appropriate action, including being exited from the company. Love that. You either make it or you do not. The new GM system adds a top and a bottom tier and to the previous 3 categories, which separates employees into partially meets expectations, achieves expectations, or exceeds expectations. And then you got the other two that, does not meet expectations. And the one that was on the top here, which we talked about wherever it was in here, whatever their top one was, that they said significantly exceeds expectations. So hats off to them. Fantastic, GM. I love this. GM has been rocking it with trying to make sure customers' care is there, trying to reduce recall numbers, trying to make sure the quality control is up. GM is on fire. They're building new facilities to make sure parts are available and no part back orders and things like that are an issue. Love it. Keep it up, GM. And you guys let me know any comments you got down below. Thanks for watching as always.